It's an underdog story primed for the big screen. Rookie quarterback Brock Purdy, selected last overall in the 2022 NFL Draft, takes the reins in late December when the San Francisco 49ers lose a starter to injury and goes undefeated down the stretch and right through to the NFC Championship game. The Super Bowl could even be next for Mr. Irrelevant. In fact, Purdy is really the backup to the backup, as the 49ers lost Trey Lance to a season-ending injury in September, and Jimmy Garoppolo had San Francisco humming before he was lost too in Week 13. Many assumed that was the end of the Niners' 5-game win streak, but they've won 7 more in a row under Purdy's guidance, including against the vaunted pass rush of the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC divisional round. How has Mr. Irrelevant transformed into this year's Cinderella? Sit back, relax, and take this in. If the Niners had stuck to their original plan, Purdy wouldn't have even been drafted in 2022. They intended to strike a deal with him in undrafted free agency, but as luck would have it, the team selected Purdy with their last pick. And so he went in the 7th round, number 262, earning the unenviable moniker of 2022's Mr. Irrelevant. Needless to say, expectations were low for the Iowa State grad, who was initially tasked with merely making the team. The 49ers had quarterback depth heading into the season, so it wasn't like they desperately needed him. Just a year earlier, they had swapped 3 first-round draft picks to move up in the draft, nabbing Trey Lance 3rd overall. And, as a backup, they still had trusty Jimmy G, who was only 3 years removed from a Super Bowl appearance with the team. It was highly unlikely Purdy would see any game time throughout the season, and that might have been where the story started and ended if Lance hadn't broken his ankle in 2 places. Suddenly, Jimmy G was back under center, and Purdy was officially elevated to backup. Still, backup is a long way from starting quarterback. Some pros spend their careers as spare to the air. And on Jimmy G's watch, the Niners were doing well. They were in the middle of a win streak when lightning struck twice. Another quarterback, another broken foot. That meant the rookie was officially QB1. And like the manifestation of many a boyhood dream, his first career start pitted him against none other than veteran 7-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady, who has been playing football longer than Purdy has been alive. Purdy's dominant 35-7 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers made him the only quarterback to beat Brady in his first career start. His passer rating against the Bucs was the 6th highest by an NFL quarterback in a first career start since 1970, while his 76.2 completion percentage was the 8th highest. But was this just another charmed fluke for the league's luckiest quarterback? Far from being a flash in the pan, Purdy subsequently turned up the heat. Despite his small size and oft-cited weak arm, Purdy's game sense has been a distinguishing factor in each game's outcome, leading all the way to the playoffs, where, in the team's wildcard victory against Seattle, he threw for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. Purdy hasn't lacked for teammate support. Remember, this is the team that made it to the NFC title game 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Talents such as Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey make his job easier, coupled with Coach Kyle Shanahan's strategic finessing, which has served to reduce pressure on the quarterback. This can account for a lot of his success. Yet, in his NFC divisional matchup against the Cowboys, Purdy was indeed pressured, facing twice as many blitzes as he had against Seattle. But Mr. Cool avoided the big mistakes that have derailed many experienced passers under the big lights, throwing 0 interceptions for the 2nd straight week and doing just enough to keep his team afloat in a tight defensive battle. Now, Purdy will face his toughest test yet as he takes on former college rival Jalen Hurts in an NFC Championship showdown against the Philadelphia Eagles. This season's trajectory mirrors Purdy's college rise. He became Iowa State's first true freshman quarterback to start a game since 1995, earning a 7-2 record and a trip to the Alamo Bowl. 4 years later, he was a 2-time first-team All-Big 12 selection and held a bevy of all-time school passing records. While he might have started the NFL season as one of the least memorable draft picks, Purdy has already changed his stripes, proving that no matter what the odds might look like, we're saying there's a chance.